to Fandomology, where fandoms collide. Yes, this is pretty much a repeat of what we did this past Wednesday, but Tim was on my channel, but he streamed my stream to his channel, so I'm pretty much doing that today for his stream.
Yep.
So those on my channel, you haven't missed much. He's going through his usual bring up the name and here's a sip for you stuff. So yeah, this is Tim's show. So for those of my channel that are not subscribed to Coffee on Korriban, here's but a taste of what to expect from there.
Yeah, and tonight the whole focus is going to be going over briefly what we enjoyed about Ahsoka, and maybe some stuff that we didn't like. Just a normal talking about Ahsoka. Little less of each scene to scene, picking it apart, but more of what really stood out to us and how we are feeling about the show, all the subjective stuff. And then also getting into what is going on with the fan base. Are fans absolutely hating this show? Are they loving it? I don't know. But I know that Coach has gotten some flack just for his mild opinion on the show. And Black Dragon, good to see you here. Shameless mooching is what we call it. And also, this show is not brought to you by Great Value Bright and Fruity coffee. They were supposed to give me dark roast, and you know how, like, if you order something on the app, they'll give you like a replacement or something close if it's not the exact item. Well, they thought dark roast substitute would be a medium roast, bright and fruity flavor. So this is not sponsored by Bright and Fruity Great Value Coffee.
Yes. Also, real quick before we get into it, did you see I hung the flag up?
Oh, very cool.
Yep.
I like it.
I hope it's facing the right way.
You need to send me your address so I can send you these lights so you can stick them in the background and then turn the room light off and get some color behind you.
Okay, yeah.
I'll send you those and we'll see how it looks. You need some darkness and some color behind you, and I think
you won't be missing them, will you?
No. I'll buy you new ones. I'll buy you those same. I'll buy you 2 of those same exact lights. You give me your address, and I'll send them to you.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
We'll get you some small upgrades, and you can get some purple, and you can mooch off me looks wise as well. So
I'll take it.
All right. So what kind of has been your perception of the response to Ahsoka in this last week, or not even a week since we got the first episodes?
Honestly, I haven't been paying attention to that. I did.
Yeah.
I saw Coach and Nick's review, and I did see Coach's video earlier where he was breaking down that basically Echo Base Network have been getting attacked from both sides of the argument. Those that hate Ahsoka are calling Echo Base Network shills. Those that like Ahsoka but think that Coach and Nick were too harsh on it are calling them black pills. And honestly, it's exactly as I predicted it would be. Go back and watch the stream that we had last week on your channel, and I said it that there's still going to be fans that completely run the gambit of reactions. For me, it's either the best thing ever to the worst thing ever to somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I expected the same thing. I expected the controversy. As far as is this blowing people's minds with how divided the fan base is, I haven't seen that.
Close.
Just a couple thumbnails and stuff. I think Coach used the line, and I invited him, so he's welcome on the show, always.
Yeah.
But I think he used the line, the fan base is more divided now than it was at any point in history since Return of the Jedi or something. I don't see that.
Yeah,
you mentioned episode 1 to some people, and that gets more divided opinions than I've heard for Ahsoka so far. Mm-hmm. Still, if you mention that today. So I don't see that. But as Big Mech Boy 175 said earlier, but people just want to hate it. They're looking for anything to hate at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And they will find those flaws. We saw it with Mandalorian Season 3. Obviously, it had its flaws, but people went way overboard. And at that point, it's like, why are you even watching this to begin with? But then even with stuff like Andor complaining about how slow and boring it was, And in retrospect, I watched an hour and a half documentary video essay about Andor and the brilliance of writing, and there were connections that I hadn't even noticed in details in the writing of that show that really made me appreciate what that show offered. So
Right.
even when something is really, quality, objectively speaking, people are still going to find everything to complain about it. That's typical. Stephanie Janisek is making garbage videos again.
I'll talk to you about that after the stream.
Par for the course, maybe.
Yeah. And Blazerhawk Darren saying Phil will still find something to gripe about. Yep. It's always these stupid pillows with Phil.
Was he complaining about your pillows?
He
is that one large pillow, or are there two separate pillows?
Okay. One's a normal pillow. It's two separate pillows.
I thought they were connected.
But he always makes a big deal about how are they fluffed to military standards, as if he was my chief in the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, this stays pretty much permanently fluffed because it's one of those My Pillows.
I got you. For my birthday, I got a Coop pillow.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a $75 pillow, and I got it on sale for like $40. And it feels amazing when you lay down on it. Yeah. But my nights of sleep have not been that good with it for some reason. I think I'm using it wrong. I got to figure it out. If anyone in the chat has a Coop pillow, let me know what I'm doing wrong. But let's talk about something that we kind of mentioned on your stream the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And that this is straight up Rebels Season 5.
Yes.
I think in all of the best ways, and I know people have been complaining about that, saying, oh, they should have just made this Season 5 of the animated show. But it's bringing it to life in a way that the animation couldn't. And I love that. What do we got going on now?
Black Dragon.
Of a full body pillow.
Hey, man, each to their own.
I gotta buy
as long as there's not an anime sleeve on it.
Where's my... There it is.
Yes, queen.
Oh, man, that was the...
Who wants to lick the batter?
Oh, this stream's already great.
Oh, we're just messing around tonight. There's no production value.
Mm-hmm.
But what were we even talking about? This is straight up Rebels Season 5, right?
It
in
is.
all the best ways. The set design is straight up Rebels, and you can talk, issues with the volume and how they're implementing it, and some mistakes there, and some bad CGI that people have picked out so far. Mm-hmm. I didn't notice it on first watch. I don't care. If it doesn't pull me out of it, it's a non-issue for me, right?
Right.
It's the same reason why when you go back and watch Jurassic Park, the original one, it doesn't pull you out of it, although objectively some of those scenes are not up to par with today's standards of CGI. It doesn't matter. It works for what it's trying to do, and it doesn't pull you out. So that's how I feel about those little mistakes. They're non-issues for me. And all of that aside, the set looks amazing straight out of Rebels Season 5. And I know you haven't, or straight up Rebels Season 5. And I know you haven't seen all the way through Rebels, but at least you know the bridgeway out of Lothal,
oh, yeah.
Ezra's Tower. That's all in the first season.
And especially the painting of the entire Rebels cast that Sabine sees. That truly is straight out of the cartoon because it's done in the cartoon style.
Yep. Mrs. Korriban and I just watched the last 2 episodes of the final season, which if you haven't, at least go check out those 2 episodes. The last 2 of season 4. Brad, I think I said season 5. But watch the last 2 episodes of the animated series, and that'll give you a little bit more context of what's going on in Ahsoka. In fact, probably you should watch that after the stream. Okay. If nothing else, just those 2. They're not that long. But no anime cover. Yeah, the details were amazing. Sweet. And I know you weren't... Blazerhawk, I know you weren't like the biggest fan of the Ahsoka so far, so I mean everyone can agree that it's straight up Rebel Season 5. People are complaining about that. Now, why would that be a bad thing?
I think it's because, and again, go back to your past streams and even the stream that we had on my channel. I initially was not a fan of Ahsoka being Rebels season 5 because I felt like it was going that basically it was false marketing. Gosh, everyone's mooching tonight.
Everyone is mooching.
What's up, Pod Racing
Moochers
Palpatine?
welcome. Moochers welcome. Here's a little, I don't know, mooching is whatever.
Surprise! Bantha.
How many clips of your dad do you have like that?
I got a lot.
Oh, it is so good. That's not where it's really good.
That one's my favorite.
Love that one.
That one is my
I
favorite.
love that one so much.
But like I was saying, again, I remember saying that I wasn't the biggest fan of this being Ahsoka's, Rebel season 5 because the title of the show is Ahsoka.
Right.
Why can't it be just about Ahsoka? In fact, I remember I had something of the same worry or the same, I guess you could say, reservations about Andor because the title is Andor. Why are we all over the place focusing on all these side people? Which now I get it. It's more world building and it's done very well.
He was the gateway. He was the viewing window into what was going on.
Right. And I guess you could say the same thing kind of applies here, except we are getting those scenes of Ahsoka going out and doing, as I said, Ahsoka things. But, we can't ignore what's going on with Hera, what's going on with Sabine, and yeah, what else could this show have been?
Yeah. I mean, it's different enough that it doesn't feel like they could have just done this through animation.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess is what a lot of people are complaining about in saying, oh, they should have just done it in animation. I don't think so. What we're getting in this series so far and what I expect to be getting over the next few weeks, I don't think you could replicate that through animation and have it really carry the weight that it's supposed to. So there's that.
Yeah. Also, Pod Racing Palpatine says all Star Wars is irrelevant now, as it's all according to my plan, and I win in the end.
Palpatine. Yeah. That's a sick logo. I like that.
It is.
It's very nice, and the name. I've always liked that name.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very cool. I am trying to share out my own stream onto my own community. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Create post.
So while you're doing that, I got to tell you about this really fun adventure that me and Mom had yesterday. Mm-hmm. So yesterday after church, we got in the truck, just the two of us, and drove all the way down from where we live down to Bristol, Tennessee.
Okay.
Which is a 4-hour drive, just so that Mom could trade one of her guitars in on another guitar that another guy had. It was one that she had found, I guess, through Facebook Marketplace. It was a really nice Martin custom shop. You'll probably see it when we come down and see you. But just the fact that we drove all that way just for a simple guitar transaction, it was really fun.
Chop is the secondary goat. As we all know, R2 is the goat.
Yes.
Chopper's so cool.
He is.
And in watching those final 2 episodes of Rebels, it's funny how, like, we've all heard of, like, his kill count is in the tens of thousands or whatever. Mm-hmm. But seeing him just, like, throw people off of a cliff in those finale episodes, it's like, oh, yeah, I forgot he does that. He just, like, kills people and doesn't even care. Yeah. And he still was doing that in those first 2 episodes.
He was.
Very cool. Yeah, he's like, just blow him out of the sky. We can't do that. We're over population. Here's another thing. People hate Sabine in this show.
Why?
I don't... Okay, so I have seen a couple comments on my videos saying that she's a Mary Sue. Now, first off, I refute that. Because Mary Sue is pure plot convenience, and maybe you can make the argument that she got stabbed and didn't die, but that's just kind of the way Disney does things now.
Yeah.
But I think the main reason they're saying that is because, oh, now she can wield a lightsaber and she didn't get killed and she was competent with the lightsaber. She is a Mandalorian. Weapons are part of her religion.
Mm-hmm.
She's a skilled born fighter. And so for her to have, we don't know what her training was like with the lightsaber. It could have been 4 years of solid training that we don't know about.
That is true.
And so that's a disingenuous argument, I feel.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I think people are just complaining that she wouldn't act that way in terms of like skipping the community meeting and putting people's lives in danger in that chase scene, running away. Yes, she would. You're correct. And also, this is 6 or 7 years later after Rebels Season 4? This is quite a ways in the future. And she's been deserted by, I forget who made that comment on your stream the other day. She's been deserted by Ahsoka. Mm-hmm. Kanan's dead. Hera's probably off doing bigger and better things for the New Republic. Ezra's missing. All of the people she was close to, and she doesn't have any ties to the Mandalorians at this point. And
Zeb's off with the Rangers.
Everyone she cared about is gone or betrayed her in her eyes. So she's extremely resentful towards all of those people. Yeah. And so, of course, getting invited to a little community ceremony to display this piece of artwork and remember them, of course she's going to ditch. And you can see that in her attitude. A lot can change in the course of 6 or 7 years, however long this is. And I feel like the way she's responding in that is not overly cynical. She just is...
Not to mention...
She's calloused.
Yeah.
And I totally see that in line with her character. So all those people that are saying that she's not the same Sabine, I don't see that.
Not to mention, if she truly was a Mary Sue, she would have outright won that lightsaber duel. I don't think she would have killed Shin, because, the plot still has to happen.
Sure.
But I think she would have outright won that fight. But no, she lost.
I think she would have...
Which is more than what can be said for Rey in her first lightsaber duel.
Right. Yeah, against Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Master of the Knights of Ren.
Mm-hmm.
Take that ridiculous mask off. I'm going to be saying that a lot in the next few months, because it's coming.
I'm sure.
Yeah, so Pod Racing Palpatine says, I'm 2 episodes in and liking the show. It has great cinematography. Corellia shipyards looked fantastic. I agree. It looks great. And again, those little minor details of the volume not lining up or something, bad, weird CGI moments or something, non-issues, as long as it doesn't take me out. And I forget who said it all the way up to at the top. Here it is. A Big Mech Boy again. I've liked Ahsoka so far, but I still have the feeling of looming dread as I wait for the next Vespa, slow-speed chase, or the trenchcoat Leia to ruin everything. As long as they keep the Disney poop out of it, I think they're going to be fine for the rest of this series.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rey who? Raid Shadow Legends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or Rey Mysterio.
Radio.
Yeah. But again, like I said on my stream, these first 2 episodes are a good step in the right direction. Emphasis on step, singular.
Mm-hmm. These are your first steps.
Mm-hmm. They can easily do an about face and just send this show straight into the gutter. And I'm kind of with Big Mech Boy, where I do like Ahsoka, but I'm still cautious going into episode 3 because at any time something could happen where it's like, okay, this is just pure unequivocal garbage and I've lost all interest in this show. Like what happened with Book of Boba Fett, like what happened with Kenobi, like what happened with Mando Season 3.
Yeah. So next, we talked about Rebels Season 5. Next, what I want to talk about, it's nice to not care about the reaction. And I did this with... It might have been Andor, because Andor came after Book of Boba Fett, from what I recall.
Mm-hmm.
And Book of Boba Fett had massively negative reactions from a lot of people. And
Yes.
that sort of tainted my experience. I would watch an episode and really enjoy it, and then watch all these people covering it, and that would affect the way that I perceived that particular episode, and it kind of dragged me down. And I remember feeling like I see their point, but I don't want to feel that way. I want to enjoy whatever I can, regardless of the quality. I want to pick out those pieces that I do like. And so I think with Andor, and I was really focused on making my own content at the time, but I think I stayed away from watching people. And I'll tell you, aside from like 1 or 2 Echo Base Network videos, I have not seen a single person covering Ahsoka. I mean, it's just me and you talking essentially on our different channels. And it's been really nice to not hear that. And so when I do see a news article or a thumbnail saying about how awful this show is and Disney has doomed themselves and all that stuff, I don't see it, because that's not in the world that I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, I think at least for me, another part of that too is just coming finally to grips that there is, again, no quote unquote saving Star Wars.
Yeah.
It just
hold up
what
real quick. Black Dragon, please watch Andor. If you like quality TV, set aside Star Wars. Quality writing, well-developed characters, excellent dialogue, amazing set design, you'll probably like Andor. It has zero, and I do mean zero, Disney flavor at all. It's not in there. The fact that this show, Andor, was ever greenlit by Disney still astounds me. I don't know how they got it past the executives to allow them to make something like this. So if you haven't, check it out. It is slow, but it is rich. I've got plenty of videos that speak to that. So if you haven't checked it out, please do yourself a favor. Watch at least the first arc, the first 3 episodes. They come in sort of like 3-episode arcs throughout the season.
Yes.
At least watch the first 3. If you only watch the first 2, it will be slow and there's no payoff. There's massive payoff in the 3rd episode. And then actually get back to me after you watch it, because I'll have you on, and we'll talk about how you liked it, because you'll be able to actually watch it at your pace instead of week to week. So after you check it out, hit me up. I'll have you on. We'll talk about it. I would actually really enjoy that. Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. It's like I was saying. Again, I'm only speaking for myself here, but I think a good portion of that is just finally coming to grips with there is no quote-unquote saving Star Wars. There's no getting Star Wars back to the heydays of the original trilogy and or the prequels, at least not with the current way of doing things. Maybe what I'm saying is I've lowered my expectations so low that I simply cannot have them disappointed at this point, which, yeah, is a bad thing, but at the same time, I like this show despite how overall crap Disney Star Wars is.
Wait a minute, hold up. You know what I just realized?
What?
Okay, let me just cut in real quick. Everyone that is watching on my channel, because we're multi-streaming here. We're streaming to Paul's channel and to my channel. Everyone that is watching on my channel, I know there's a few of you in here and you guys are active in the chat. I cannot see your comments right now. So I apologize. If I have not been highlighting any of your comments, let me go through the list of people. I know Black Dragon's on there. Leia Rose is in there. Negaelk is in there. Couple other guys. Nek Badesh is in there. Jake76. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, guys. I cannot see your comments. I had to go to YouTube and watch my own stream to see those comments. Let me see if I can figure out a way to do that. That is weird.
You should be able to see both of us in like the same column.
Because you saw both of them, right?
Yeah. But now I'm only seeing mine. It stops at Nek Badesh right before I hit play on my stream.
Yeah, that's so weird. I can't even see any one of you guys in here.
Perhaps I mooched a little too hard.
You mooched way too hard, Paul. What kind of mooching are you doing? Liar! What you should be saying.
Sorry, everybody.
I'm sorry.
So, let me let me look around and see if I can.
I had it.
Oh, there it is. Wait, what is that? Brand 1? No, that's not even it. Rename brand, comments. I can't even see your guys' chat. I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to switch back and forth between screens. Brandon Alvarado. Okay, good. I see you. Now that I'm watching my YouTube chat. You know what? Here's a better idea. I've got this iPad for a reason.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to use my iPad simply to look at the chat. Okay. Probably something I should have done a long time ago.
I mean, that's why I have this one to, especially for gaming streams. This is my second screen. It comes greatly in handy.
Yeah. No, this is a technique I have not tried in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Again, sorry, everybody. Let me... Okay. Where's my chat? Unless there is no chat on the iPad.
There should be.
You would think.
Yeah.
You would think. You would think, but there's not. Okay, that's ridiculous.
Hold on a second. I just thought of something. Go up. You should see both your icon and my icon up in the top right corner.
Yes, I do.
What's highlighted right now?
I mean, they both are.
They both are? Crap. If I could see your screen, I could probably talk you through it better.
I mean, I thought it would just work. I have been hacked. No, I've been mooched. I've been mooched way too hard.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what we're doing. I'm gonna get it on my phone. My brand new phone. And again, if you missed the beginning of the show, the reason I haven't posted videos the last few days or been active in Discord or anything or posted polls or anything is because my Google Pixel 4a, my phone, the only phone I have and the only way I make videos on YouTube, killed itself on Thursday. And so I was waiting to get my new Pixel 7 in the mail. Now that I have it, the videos have come back out. And now I can see the chat. There we go. I've got the chat. But I can't highlight them. That's the problem. Okay, so what's the takeaway? I see you. You just chatted. Got my Grogu pajama pants and many moods of Vader t-shirt on. Awesome. I got the Force is Strong with this dad.
Yep.
I have so many.
And I've got merchandise. Oh, I'm sorry, Grogu.
But communicate with you through Paul's. Cool. Well, welcome to Tech Talk with Coffee and Korriban. This is so bad. I legitimately cannot see any of the comments. And there's no option to change. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. This is weird. Well, thanks for mooching it up, Paul. Okay, I see Nekbadesh, Brandon Alvarado. Thanks for coming over. Negaelk, what's the takeaway? Yeah. Okay. All right, so let's just keep going here. It's nice to not care about the reaction. That's what we were talking about. And I'm just getting word. And I agree. I'm just getting word. Is he good to go? Not yet. Okay. He is getting set up. Mr. George Lucas will be joining us live in the chat. Paul, of course, you're not welcome to join. It's just
I understand.
George. But we got George Lucas coming into the show.
Absolutely.
And we can ask him questions. In fact, everyone in the chat, if you have questions for George Lucas himself, put him in the chat and we'll see what he says. We're just going to go for it, I think. And I think, we were talking about something about priceless works of art.
Yes.
This I think we found our answer as to how that's going to play out, if you know what I'm talking about.
Ooh, yes.
So let me know when you want to do that, because that's going to be excellent.
We'll talk after stream.
Cool. I like it. Yes, the maker himself, George Lucas, is joining the show. Yes. And not in the way that he has the last few weeks. Go and check out previous live streams to see. I think he was drinking something other than coffee last week. I think.
Yeah, I think it was something. I think he had a certain special ingredient in his coffee. Best case scenario.
And let me pop you out just because we got a lot of people watching right now. Just in case no one saw last week's. Here's a recap of what happened when George Lucas was on my stream last week, just to give you guys a little prep. So here's that treat right now. This happened last week on last week's stream.
Yeah, but there's always this little part in you is saying, what am I doing?
I want you to get out of this office right now. Out!
All set. All I need is an idea.
All right, so let's welcome back to the show, Mr. George Lucas. There you are. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm just fine. So fine. Everything's cool, dude.
All right, well, I wasn't going to have you back on the show after last week, insulting my guests and everything, but...
Well, first off, hey, and I just wanted to apologize for what I said last week. I didn't mean what I said about that Tarkin. It's a very nice painting. Tarkin is such an underappreciated character.
Oh, that's very kind of you. I really do appreciate it. I mean, you're always welcome here, but no, I really do appreciate it. That's very kind of you. So I wanted to just come right out and ask you, how are you feeling about tomorrow's premiere of the Ahsoka show? Are you even going to watch it?
And I don't think it'll do well at all. I'm one of that bomb crashing down like the stock market, all the way down. Big to do this time.
What are you drinking?
What, me? No. Drinks on Daco. It's just coffee.
This is coffee.
It's not going to end well. World between worlds and all that.
Okay, George. No, George, come on. Sorry, guys. This has been AI George.
Yeah, but there's always this little part in you is saying, what am I doing?
I want you to get out of this office right now. Out!
All set. All I need is an idea.
That was last week.
That was last week. Yes.
So he better get his act together this week. That's all I'll say.
I hope so.
That's all I'm going to say. But if you have questions for George Lucas, go ahead and put them in the chat right now. I can see my chat. Again, I cannot pull them up because we're mooching. And so that's what happens when you mooch too hard.
Yeah.
Throwing the look at me. Oh, from the Luthen speech? Yeah. That's a great idea. What's the takeaway? He said, I don't know if you can see it or not. He said to cut up Luthen's monologue and with myself and like I'm interviewing or something.
That would be good.
Wait a minute. Can I see him?
You can see it now. What did you do?
I didn't do a single thing. I did not do a single thing. I think it was just StreamYard decided to get its act together.
Too.
Can I bring him up?
Yes. Yes. We did it.
Technology. Okay. Oh, and I see the total viewer count. Perfect. I love it.
What's that at right now, by the way?
It is at... it's Luthen is how it's spelled. Luthen Rail. It's at... it was 13. We just lost one, so sorry.
Oh, well.
Bummer. Okay, just a couple more minutes, and then we will... Maybe three minutes or so, and we'll bring in George Lucas and ask him his questions about everything. We got couple questions coming in. Anything about the reaction to Ahsoka that you want to touch on again before we move on?
Well, again, just something that I said on my stream Wednesday as to why this show feels different than Mando and Book of Boba Fett and even Kenobi, which was supposed to have this element. It's the mysticism of the Force. That aspect of Star Wars, which I have always said separates Star Wars from other science fiction, it feels like it's more to the forefront of this show.
Yeah. And even if we're also getting, some of the Night Sister sorcery and stuff, it's the mystical aspects of it, not necessarily just Force powers and Jedi and all that. So it is nice to have that back in there. Oh no, no help at all. Nothing, none whatsoever. This is rolling with it. This is totally rolling with it. We're just gonna.
That
It's
awkward
nice finally
moment when
getting
he
Rebels
says the
season
secret
5.
part out loud.
Yeah, that's right. Justin Scott says it's nice to finally get Rebels season 5. You sir, here's a sip for you. And also, let's work out tomorrow or something. But yeah, it is nice to get Rebel Season 5. In fact, that's what we talked about first in the show. And I think that's all in all the right ways. Because it's carrying on what Rebels started and what it finished at. And it doesn't feel like they could have just made this in animation and we would have been fine. I'm really happy with the format that we're getting. And I think to summarize what we were talking about with the reaction to Ahsoka, we're 2 episodes in.
We are.
1, if you count those as a single premiere.
Yeah.
Calm down. Let it breathe.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I like it, but to say whether or not it is the thing that quote unquote saves Star Wars, it's far too soon for that.
That's so reductive to think of it in those terms
Yeah.
of saving Star Wars or destroying Star Wars. The Star Wars that those people want to have is gone forever. So in a sense, they've already ruined Star Wars. You're not going to get that back. And so no show that comes out that features a prison break episode or epic monologues or bad stabby lightsaber scenes is going to affect that at all, because what you want is obviously not going to happen. So what we are getting, you can either enjoy it, which I would suggest doing. It's a lot more fun that way.
Highlight
or you
what
can,
Pod
I
Racing
guess, keep
Palpatine
complaining.
said.
They do need to do a musical episode. We need to see an Imperial boy band.
If they did that, they'd be ripping off Star Trek Strange New Worlds, because they just did that. And it was just as cringe, at least from the clips that I had seen.
Could you imagine like Backstreet Boys but Star Wars?
Sadly, I could.
You know, we've already gotten something similar in Return of the Jedi.
I hated that.
Sliced noodles or whatever.
Yeah, remember when we did for Echo
The
Base TV?
awkward moments.
Yeah, I hated that. Both versions of that musical scene are terrible.
Fair enough, Black Dragon. I see your point. Okay, get those questions back in the chat as well. For is this Nick of Echo Base Network?
That is Nick.
Okay, good to see you. I think this is the first time having you on watching these streams. I don't know.
Yeah, he's
he's
in my
watching
chat
your
right
stream.
now.
He's mooching. Here's a sip for you. Cool. Well, we are talking Ahsoka, and actually, if you want to jump on, because I know you rated the first 2 episodes of 5, you're not going to get any hate from me. I would honestly like to hear your opinion, but you're always welcome. I don't know if we're friends in Discord, but send me a message or let me know in chat if you want to jump in. You're welcome to. But after this segment, because we have George Lucas on the line, is he ready to go? He's in. You check the mic and everything?
Hold on a second. I think. What was that? Oh, I'm sorry. My grandmother's calling me. You're gonna have to pop me out, man.
Yeah, I was gonna jump you out anyway because we can't have you and George Lucas in at the same time. So, boom, he's gone, and George Lucas, everybody. Where's that stinger? There it is. George Lucas, everybody.
Yeah, but there's always this little part in you saying, what am I doing?
I want you to get out of this office right now. Out!
Roll 7. All I need is an idea.
All right, so let's welcome back to the show, Mr. George Lucas. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So last week, I don't really know what was going on. I think you had something a little extra in your coffee. Do you mind me asking what that was?
Yeah, that was I tried to make my version of the green milk that they've been putting in the new Star Wars movies, and I think I might have accidentally put the wrong clear liquid in it.
So the green milk was the problem. Okay. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you about the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka so far. Did you watch them? Because I know you had said that you weren't really interested in basically anything new Star Wars coming out because it's not yours. But did you watch the first 2 episodes?
No, I didn't. I was really just too busy in my basement playing with my Star Wars figures, reenacting such classic moments like Obi-Wan versus Vader on the Death Star and Luke versus Vader in the Emperor's throne room. That's real Star Wars right there.
I'm not going to disagree with you. I mean, it's you. Here's a question from Pod Racing Palpatine. Why did you blow up 2 of Palpatine's Death Stars? They're expensive.
Well, I was always a really big fan of fireworks since I was a kid, and I wanted to find a way to throw fireworks into Star Wars, and what better firework to blow up than a giant space station?
That's a really good point. It's essentially like a 1,000-kilometer wide shell for fireworks, so I totally get that. Let's see, what other questions? Blazerhawk Darren asks if there are any regrets in selling your franchise.
Why do you think I was drunk last week?
I'm not gonna argue with that. I mean, he says it right there. Poor George. Sorry. Why did you, Pod Racing Palpatine again? Why did you kill him off in Episode 6?
Well, that's an important part of the hero's journey. Eventually, the hero has to defeat the main antagonistic force and win the day for the world. And unfortunately, Mr. Palpatine, you just happen to be that antagonistic force that happened to be taken down. Nothing personal, man. It's just business.
That's totally fair. Here's last question. George, has Disney asked your input on anything they are doing? And that's something that I was wondering as well. Like, I asked you a couple weeks ago, what is your involvement with Lucasfilm at this point? We've seen photos and videos of you on set. Do you have any creative input? And if they gave you a prominent role, like as a writer or producer or something, would you even want to be a major part of that?
You want to hear a really funny story? I tried to join the set of The Acolyte that's currently the next Star Wars project shooting, and they had signs posted up all over the set, all over the perimeter fencing, with my face, the face that you see as my avatar, with a big red X through it. I don't know what I've done to deserve it, but I've been outright banned from the set.
See, why would they do that? I mean, your name is the company. And I know you said a couple weeks ago they should rename it to Stupid Film because everything they make it's stupid. I thought that was really funny, by the way. But that's frustrating. Could you maybe give me, like, even if it's like a cameo walking in the background with no lines, could you like sneak me onto set, or do you even not have any power to do that?
It depends. Are you willing to dress up like a stormtrooper?
Oh, very, very good. I love it. And the answer is yes, absolutely. Last question before we go.
Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
Bro, that's... George, I know it's a good callback. I am self-conscious about my height. So thank you for that. Last question from Matt Cave Gaming. Congrats on the subscribers, by the way, Matt Cave. I'm very happy for you. He says, what was your favorite retro Star Wars game?
Oh man, that's a tough question, but I would probably have to say Star Wars Pod Racer, because I thought that the pod racing was a very important and crucial part of the Phantom Menace to show Anakin's prowess in the Force, and being able to play as him was just such a treat. And by the way, Matt Cave, if you ever want to invite me onto your channel, I would love to be part of there instead of this cheap $2 show.
Anything else you would like to add, Mr. George, before you leave the show?
Your mustache game as it is on point this week as it was last week.
You know what? I worked all day today, and I didn't even have time to do my wax this morning, so it's fine. It's left over. I don't have a neck beard. How about that?
I can't keep doing this anymore. You broke me.
Okay, oh, wait. This has been AI George.
Yeah, but there's always this little part in you saying, what am I doing?
I want you to get out of this office right now. Out!
Roll 7. All I need is an idea.
All right, so let's welcome back to the show, Mr. George. I keep forgetting to cut off that stinger.
How did I do?
I loved it. I don't know. Everyone in the chat, let Paul know what you thought of that. I loved it. That was so funny. So obviously it's not the real George Lucas like I've had last. Good effort. Oh, Nerd Portal, good to see you. You just missed George Lucas. Rewind about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
If
and
you
I'm sorry, everyone,
almost made it.
if George sounded like Clinton. I did not intend for that to happen.
That was awesome. So, not gonna lie, when I told you to insult me, I did not expect this short for a stormtrooper joke. That was perfect. I loved it.
You're welcome.
I wanted to laugh so much harder than I did, but I loved it. That was awesome. So, all right, what did
And
we
what's
have?
up to the Nerdporial?
Yes, Nerdporial, and I thought there was another person. Anyway, it's the same guys. Nice to see you guys all here and all whatever went on. So, last thing I wanted to talk about. That's the end of the list. Anything else on Ahsoka? Like I said at the very beginning of the stream, the production value is not here tonight.
Let's speculate what we're going to get tomorrow.
It is okay. So are we confirmed that that's how they're releasing it? Is at 9 Eastern on Tuesdays?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
perfect.
I believe so.
I'm very happy about that. Speculate on what we're gonna get.
I think we're going to see
feel
our
like
first.
there's not going to be anything too important in this episode.
I think I agree for the most part, but I do think that we will see. Okay, you know that one shot of Thrawn like just slowly walking into frame in the trailer. I think that's going to be how episode 3 ends.
Any of those toy sales. Yeah. Oh, go back to the phone call between George Lucas and Kathleen Kennedy, the leaked phone call that I posted about a month ago. If you want details on how George Lucas came up with the idea of Grogu, because that was all his creation. Just a little behind the scenes there. So you were saying, repeat your point. I apologize.
I was saying that one shot where you see Thrawn's face and he's like walking towards something, that shot is I'm thinking how episode 3 ends.
Yeah, where we get a little bit of a reveal of him.
Yeah.
I feel like people need, the general population needs a kick to get them out of the seat or butts in seats to get them invested in the rest of the season.
Right. And real quick, Justin Scott there. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that on your stream the other day.
We did. And I'll be honest, that was something that I kind of wanted to hit during the George Lucas bit, but this conversation didn't go there, so I'll just say it now. But yeah, the whole thing of getting stabbed with a lightsaber and it not killing someone, they need to stop doing that because here's the thing, and this just hit me today. It's not just that every time they do it, they weaken the lightsaber, but the next time that we see someone get stabbed with a lightsaber and it does kill them, we won't be buying it. It'd be like, no, he should stand up and live because we've seen all these examples now of people getting stabbed with lightsabers and they live.
Yeah, and I made the point, if now part of the way that Star Wars works and the way the lightsabers work is that you can survive a torso stabbing, the way Sabine was stabbed and the location she was stabbed would probably be the best candidate for surviving it. We kind of equated it to a gunshot wound. If we're going to accept the fact that you can get stabbed in the stomach and not die, lower side abdomen would probably be a good spot for it. I don't like it, but again, it's not a massive issue for me, so I'll allow it. Matt Cave says, just noticed that Disney keeps referring to Ahsoka as former Jedi Knight, but correct me if I'm wrong, she never reached nor accepted the title of Knight.
No,
You are accepted. Reached, I believe she did, because correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't, after she was cleared of the bombings and they found Barriss was the actual one at fault, didn't Mace Windu say some cheesy goofball line about, like, this was your test, like, welcome to the rank of knighthood or something like that?
Yes. Basically, they offered her the rank of Jedi Knight, but she just completely turned it down.
Shut it down. Yeah. So, didn't accept. So officially, you're right, Matt Cave, I believe. When she left, Council said they were going to give her the title, but she refused. Yeah, exactly. Thrawn will be looking to travel across galaxies. Yeah, that could be really fun. After the trial, she was knighted. I don't think she was actually ever knighted, though. If I'm
No,
correct.
again, she was offered. She was offered
didn't
it,
accept,
but
yeah.
turned it down. Boop. Yep, just right here-ish, and she's fine.
I think Sabine's was lower, though.
I don't know. That's at least
Below
what it
the
looked like when
lungs,
she was
for
in
sure.
the bed. But that's
Yeah.
still like the bottom of the lung.
Yeah, I mean, Qui-Gon was, like, right in the stomach.
Yeah, that was right here.
And then the guy on the ship in the first episode of Ahsoka, the captain or whatever,
Here.
was, like, up through the sternum, up out the upper back. That was definitely a kill shot. So that's what I'm saying. If we're going to accept the fact that lightsaber stabbings are survivable, lower side abdomen would probably be a decent place.
Right.
To give you a chance to survive that. So I'm not complaining about that as much as some people. For some people, it's a massive issue. And also, I don't know if Nick is still watching, but I had something I was going to comment on their video before my phone blew up the other day. And so I'll just say it right now if you're still watching. Nothing like actually hypercritical of you, just a little rebuttal to something you said. You said the captain of this ship, why would he be so not cautious when approaching those two Jedi and calling their bluff? This is a time of perfect peace in the galaxy. There's no opposition. Everyone's guard is down. And the whole point, and again, this is leading into the sequels, and not a lot of people like that, but the whole thing that's going on at this point is that the New Republic has their guard down. They're not taking things and threats seriously. So, of course, if there's no opposition in the galaxy aside from some punks and maybe some pirates, these guys are claiming to be Jedi. Oh, there's no Jedi. Let's go see what they're on about. Call their bluff, right? You wouldn't have your guard up for those people. So there's a little thing I thought of. Nick, if you're still watching, nothing against you. Again, all opinions are valid. I'd love to have you on, actually, if you're willing to jump on at some point. But that's just something I thought when I was watching your review of it, for what it's worth. I think Shin will turn back to the light side. I think so as Matt Cave. Also, she looked very concerned when she stabbed Sabine, almost like she didn't mean to do it. Yeah, we've seen that in movies before. Supposed CIA agent shoots someone for the first time, and it rattles them. That's the same thing. She's not a Sith Lord. She's what are we calling him? Dark Jedi, I think
Dark
we
Jedi,
agreed on?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, that doesn't mean go and, like, slaughter people, but she was already killed people in that first scene of the show, so I don't think that was the issue. Fighting against someone with a lightsaber, and I doubt she knew if she was like actually a Jedi or not, probably, but I don't know. But fighting someone and actually overcoming someone in an actual lightsaber duel, that's probably the first time that's ever happened to her.
Probably.
I would assume. There are idiots like me who saw it wrong the first time. What are we talking about? I don't know. The New Republic believe all the Sith are gone, but one and all but one Jedi are gone. Yeah. So to them, it doesn't matter because this is post Luke. The Jedi have been completely gone for 2 decades at this point, and then there's one Jedi who defeats the last Sith and his apprentice. That's all they know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I love that detail.
Yeah, and again, shout out to Ray Stevens for easily not at least in my opinion that there is a bad actor here, but he is easily the best actor
In terms
out
of
of
quality.
everyone here.
And speaking of actors, does anyone know the name Wes Chatham? Chatham?
The name sounds vaguely familiar.
Did you see The Expanse at all? The TV show? And anyone in chat, if you've seen The Expanse, you'll know the kind of grunt character. His name is Amos Burton. Amos Burton. The actor, is in Ahsoka. I think, and Mrs. Korriban was the one who pointed this out to me, we think that he is going to play Agent Callus.
I could see
And
that.
You know who that is, right?
Yeah, he's the guy with the chops.
Yes. So if you look up, what is his name? Wes Chatham. Chatham.
Mm-hmm.
Chatham. Then tell me he doesn't look like Agent Callus in live action.
Okay.
He plays Captain Enoch. Who's that?
Wasn't he the guy that died?
At the very beginning? I don't think so. I thought that guy was older. But will we get the return of Clovis? That is the question on everyone's mind. Where's
I'm
Make
gonna
it
punch him
Kanan-
right in the
There.
cloak.
And
I got yeeted!
yeah, I think Clovis though is dead.
Man, no one's ever really gone.
That is true.
Yes, we did watch, I think, the first 4 seasons through VidAngel, so we could take out the language and stuff. I did enjoy the writing. I think the 4th season I wasn't very impressed with, but the world of The Expanse was very interesting. Got what he deserved. Does the governor in the first episode look like Hammer Bro from Andor? One Kick Man? Oh, the gong guy? Doom.
He
I don't
might
know.
be, but that is also the guy that voices Savage Opress in the Clone Wars.
Is that?
Yep.
Interesting.
Who,
See,
who
this is why I
also,
have
by
you
the
on,
way,
'cause you know
is the
those
same
things.
guy that voices Mr. Krabs.
Awesome.
Go make me money, SpongeBob.
Maul survived a worse saber hit than Sabine, to be fair. He also was leeching off the dark side to keep him alive.
That is true. Oh, I got to tell you something I saw on Facebook kind of about that, but even more extreme. Someone was trying to tear down the scene with Sabine getting stabbed, trying to say that how come it's okay that Anakin survived everything he did on Mustafar, but Sabine gets stabbed with a lightsaber and everyone goes crazy. Number one, plot armor. Let's just get that out of the way. Number 2, just like Maul, Anakin was thriving purely on hate at that point. The dark
Yep.
side is the pathway to many abilities.
alive.
Yeah. So
Black Dragon's got the article. Cool. Yeah. But yeah, Maul was mooching just like Paul is mooching.
exactly.
I don't think there's a coincidence there. Scoundrels Cantina, good to see you, good sir. Clancy
Hello.
has quite a few roles in Star Wars, but his live-action depiction of Ryder was probably the best one, I'd say. Can't say I recall who that is. Sorry. Scoundrel's Cantina. Have you even watched Ahsoka? Because I know your opinion of like Disney Star Wars and stuff, and not to knock you or anything. I'm just curious, genuinely, if you've seen it, and if so, what do you think so far? And we were kind of talking earlier about like for the people that are wanting Star Wars to be revived, or the ones that are saying Star Wars is completely dead, or this show is going to kill Star Wars. The Star Wars that those people have in mind is not coming back. It's just not.
No.
Clancy is the governor. Yeah. You know, Darth Vader was tough as nails because of the dark side. Yeah, it was just pure rage. I mean, if you want to see more of that, look up Darth Sion.
Oh
in
yeah.
Legends.
He is no joke.
He was the,
or better yet,
in
Darth
the Highlander
Nihilus.
movie. Nihilus is wild.
Yeah.
If you want to see what some power looks like, just raw, uncontrolled power, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
Nihilus.
Who could literally kill someone just by speaking, and is literally a leech on the very living force of his surroundings.
Yes, he eats planets.
Mm-hmm.
I want to learn how to speak in like replicate the sounds of his dialogue in the game, because it's all like or something weird like that. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
The Eye of Sion. Yes, there's also a band called Sion that I was listening to earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Good music. Let's see. To be fair, what Maul survived happened only once, as did Darth Sion's undying rage from KOTOR 2. Problem with Disney stuff is that lightsaber stab happened 5 times in a row now, and they all survived.
True.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like belly pokes, yes. I know about Darth Sion, played KOTOR 2 as far as Darth Nihilus. He ate planets, yeah. I need to play KOTOR 2. I know it's not as good as the first one. And also, my computer might be able to handle KOTOR 1.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys want me to do a playthrough of KOTOR at some point in the future, I think that could be really cool.
It would.
Have you played through KOTOR?
No, not all the way.
Okay.
I've started it countless times, but then something else would get my attention, and I've never finished it.
The story of KOTOR is so good. Well, it's up there. It's KOTOR 2 is underrated. I've heard a lot. Just trying to enjoy if I can, but it's quite mediocre. Oh, here's his response. I'm very mixed on Ahsoka. I can't take it seriously because of the Mandoverse, and that leads to the sequels. Fair enough. I think it's mediocre at best, and that is worse than it being very bad or very good. I made that exact same point, I think in a live stream as well as a video last week or something, that mediocrity would be the worst thing for this show.
Agreed.
So I completely agree on that.
Highlight what Pod Racing Palpatine said above that.
Where we? Darth Nihilus should be reading Darth Mooch.
I think we've got a new meme on our hands, man.
I think you are Darth Mooch. It's okay, so it's going to be an inside joke from now on. Everyone that's been in the chat tonight and knows about the mooching, the sort of the way that the vac tube has their thrusting.
Mm-hmm.
The mooching is going to be our secret inside joke. Well, we're coming up to the end of the stream. Is there anything else? Oh, right as you join. Night Wizard,
What's
good
up?
to see you, dude. Is there anything, and why does it always do this? Like, we get an influx of new viewers right as we're about to end the stream. Like,
I don't know.
Every time. Does that happen to you too?
Yeah, it does sometimes.
Like, every time I'm streaming, like right after I hit an hour, like all these people start coming in as we're wrapping it up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sorry, I can't just get George Lucas back on the line again.
Yeah.
Would be fun, but I can't
It
do
would.
That was so fun. So, any predictions or anything from you? I don't remember if I got your take on that for tomorrow's episode.
I guess, like I've already said, I've enjoyed what I've seen so far, and I'm hoping that I do continue to enjoy it as the episodes go along. But right now, I'm still very guarded, and I've still got my reservations about whether or not this will still continue to be good. I'm still bracing for that inevitable downturn.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm feeling about it as well. It's like, it's really good right now. Just don't mess it up, please. Just keep that. It has the setup to be really good. For the people that aren't completely focused on all the minor details and expanding their hot gases from their face holes about those small details and just wanting to complain about everything, no matter how good or bad it is. Aside from those people, as long as it stays on the path that it's currently on, it has the potential to be really good.
Right.
And as much as I love Andor looking back, excluding the third episode, but after the first two, and I know it's part of a larger arc, after the first two episodes, I was not completely sold that was the show that I had bought into. Because I was the one saying a year before Andor came out, this is the show to watch. This is going to be so good. It's going to be all about the writing and the dialogue and the drama. You know that. You're my witness. I was saying that about a year before, ever since they announced it, pretty much. I think I might have still been living in California when they announced that. I don't recall. Before I started my YouTube channel. Darth Mooch. I love it. Oh, with the smolder in that picture too. So hot. I love it. But I was not completely sold after the first two episodes of Andor that was the show that I had wanted. And of course, it did turn out to be the case that was what I was expecting. Yeah, see, this is what we were just talking. Like, everyone jumps in right at the last minute.
Something's going on here.
All right, we'll go another 10 minutes. We'll kind of talk on this. Any questions you guys have, any predictions, put them in the chat right now. If you wouldn't mind, don't forget that the like button...
It calls to you.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and put out another reminder. I've already done it now, both on both of our channels. But I'll go ahead and put the reminder out again. In late September, the two of us will be meeting up. We'll be together down around his area. And we'd like some ideas for what you guys would like to see us do as far as content goes.
Yep. I've got some ideas. All depends on how much time we will have.
Yes.
I will
Matt say...
Cave. So the other clip... I have another clip of Matt Cave that's very similar. I will get it into here, Matt Cave. Trust me. You know what I'm talking about. It's going into StreamYard, and I will have it for next week.
Okay.
Yes.
I will say
Matt Cave, send the same clip to Darth Mooch.
Yes, please.
Just so he knows what I'm talking about.
I will say I have dusted off my discs that I bought, and I'm going to start practicing with them.
Cool. Very nice.
I at the very least want to have the basic technique down. If indeed that's what
we'll make it competitive. So for anyone that doesn't know about what exactly we're talking about, I love disc golf. I don't get to play it as much anymore, but before we had kids, I used to play in pro tournaments. I was never a competitive professional player, but I could hold my own against lower level pros. I'm very rusty right now, of course. But when Darth Mooch, sorry, my lord, when Darth Mooch is down visiting me on Korriban, actually it's more like Endor around here.
Yeah.
So when Darth Mooch comes, we're going to meet up on Endor to film some content. And I think one of the things we're going to do is go to a disc golf course. You're going to be playing just normal, trying to shoot the best you can get. And I have to spin a wheel that'll have different shots. Like where if I would normally throw a backhand, it's going to make me throw a roller or something.
Matt Cave just sent me that clip, by the way.
Yeah. Did you see it?
I don't know what this is. What the heck is this?
That's what I said.
What is that?
Yep. I love it. But that's all, again, going to be dependent on if we have time to meet up and stuff. So,
of course,
we'll see. Yeah, I haven't seen any Ewoks around here, but I know what they are capable of, and let's just say I am prepared.
Of course.
because I can be. If you're from Endor, then hello from Tatooine's second son, Arizona. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're Endor, I'm like, I guess, Alderaan.
Yeah, probably. I don't think I've been over towards your area, but yeah, I could see that. Some of the places around here are like Endor, just minus the big giant trees. What's
Right.
another foresty planet that doesn't have massive trees?
Takodana.
Yeah, what was the planet that Andor is from? Remember what that was called?
I can't remember.
That would probably be the one
Probably.
closest to where I live. But what's the takeaway? Do you think Star Wars would recover if they just eat crow and start making movies based on the EU? They
Honestly,
won't do
dude.
that, but no. No.
Yeah.
Based on the reaction to the supposed reaction to what Ahsoka is getting so far, there's no uniting the fan base anymore. You cannot please everyone.
No.
And unfortunately, the people that only thrive off picking apart the flaws are the loudest among us. So, no, that Ferrix isn't the one I was talking about. I was talking about where he grew up, the mining planet. Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but Ferrix is nice too. I like Ferrix.
It is.
The one with Mount Tantus.
Wayland.
Yes, that's probably
That's
close to where I
I
live.
think that'd be like the Washington area, honestly,
Mm,
because you got
Yeah.
Yosemite and all the tall mountains out there.
Canary. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. All right, well, we're going to wrap it up. Any last words from you? Let me get your channel in here. Go ahead and give your little...
Okay. Well, we're going to be. Oh no, Matt Cave just sent some form of image. I got to see what this is. Oh, okay. He sent me a meme. I'll show it to you later. But anyways, we're gonna be doing another stream on Wednesday of review of Andor Season 3. We're going to be breaking it down more beat for beat in the sequence of events like we did last week. Of course, you're invited to come back, Tim. I sent an invite to Coach also, so hopefully he makes it. So that's what's coming up. More gaming streams coming up. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. Well, I think that does it. I put Paul's link in the chat. If you guys are not subscribed to Paul, he's getting ever closer to 500 subscribers. Justin Scott, you better subscribe
Thank you, Justin.
to Darth Mooch.
That is now my official official
Darth
YouTube name.
Mooch. Yeah.
I used to be Master
I like
Paul of the Star Wars Galaxy. Now I am Darth Mooch of Fandomology.
Fandomology. I like it. So go ahead and subscribe to his channel if you have not. I would greatly appreciate it. As always, one last time I'm going to remind you, the like button.
It calls to you.
If
I
you
can't
want,
see that
go
clip
ahead and do
the
that.
same.
I know, because of the other one.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to get that in here as soon as I can. But that's going to do it for tonight's show. I'm sure we'll be Mooch streaming and stuff. I don't know why the chat was doing that earlier. That was very strange.
I've never seen that.
But hopefully, how I wish there was an Andor Season 3. Yeah, well, we don't know what we're going to get in Season 2 again. And we'll see how those writer strikes play into all that. But Paul the Moochologist. I love it. Well, that's going to do it for the stream. Everyone, if you've been here from the very beginning of the stream, I really appreciate your time.
Yes.
If you want, you can leave a comment on the video or tap the like button delicately so you don't break your phone, of course. But really appreciate your time. May the stash be with you. And I will see you wherever I happen to see you in the galaxy.